All right, looks like we're live. Tuesday, August 31st, last day of the month. Let's see what's going on here. I know a couple people are still logging in right now. I'm still waking up. I got my coffee. Looks like Webistic says the same thing. Coffee with Coach B. Good morning. Your pal Al, what's up? I saw you in here when I was setting up the stream. Thanks for showing up early. I appreciate it. I also I don't know if it notifies you when I do it, but Al, I just because I have to be in my web browser when I do it, and I caught you in there, so I made you a mod this morning. So you're gonna have the little cool wrench next to your name right now. Christina, what's up? Good morning. Pete, Kamal's in here early. Good morning. What's going on? So far, just looking around the markets. It's like yesterday, the S&P hit an all-time high, which, I mean, we've been continuing to see week after week, or I should say at least once a month. We'll see it kind of rise up, and then, it falls back a little bit. Everybody thinks the sky's falling and everything's gonna come crashing down, and then it rips back up and hits a new all-time high. And it did hit 453 yesterday, and now it's down to 452 in pre-market. So it's looking to gap down. Have to see how it goes. Kamal says the wine cup is back. Yeah. No, I moved it back on. I think it was Friday evening. You guys had pointed out on Friday that it was missing, and I noticed it. I didn't even notice it was missing either. And then I did a video on Friday night. And someone pointed out on the video on Friday night in the comments that the wine cup was missing. So I finally went and found it and put it back. It was just sitting right here next to me. My wife just moved it out of the way. KLF in the house. Good morning. Holiday option. Couple people up early with us right now. Let's see here. So like I said, the SPY looks like it's somewhat gapping down, not too much, maybe I think just by $1. It closed yesterday at 452. It's down to 451.97. It's only down like 30%. Nothing big there. Scotty Z's in the house. What's up? Just looking around at some of these other stocks before we start talking about CLOV. It looks like GameStop is up about $2 right now in pre-market. AMC's up about 80 cents or so, trading at 44.08. SPRT. So yesterday, I don't remember if I did it once we signed off or while we were on the stream, but I did go in and grab just one call on SPRT. It was kind of pricey, right around here. Or no, because I did it later on, so I must have did it down here. But either way, I got in at on SPRT with a kind of a FD, top of the chain call just to see if this thing goes higher. It did hit 60 the other day. So I jumped in on there with one call, and then I also grabbed a BBIG call. If we take a look at that, I didn't even realize I already had SPRT up. I grabbed a BBIG call somewhere around here too. And with that one, I went with the $11 strike. So yeah, something I'll be keeping an eye on today as well. Don't know much about those two except for that they're squeeze plays, and I figured throw a little dry powder in there and see what happens. Both of them are dated at September 17th, so I got a little bit of time to let them play out potentially. We'll have to see how that goes. Mike in DC, good morning. What's up? Dennis D. Christo. Let's see. Cuckoo Bird, good morning. Coach B and Clove Nation, thank you for coming in, Cuckoo Bird. Joseph Scott, good morning, crew. TW. Starting to get people trickling in a little bit. I like it. I I was able to start so relatively on time this morning. I woke up on my own somewhere around 4:15 ish. CLOV volume not looking so hot right now. We're about 42,000. I have to see. Can you talk about Vanguard and can you explain it? What did they do with their shares? Let me pull it up. 1 second. Shrimply, good morning. Coach or Pete says the same thing. Talk about Vanguard. Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. And 6'8" Spindrift in the house. What's up? Okay, so I noticed this. I didn't realize these were all Vanguards. I was looking at it this morning. And it looks like they cut some shares. And what you're looking at though is these are index funds, right? Similar to what we saw over here, like the DSPAC ETF picked up 10,000 shares. Blackstone Alternative Investment Fund dropped 107. I don't understand how you could drop 107%. IHF iShares Healthcare Providers ETF picked up 245,000 shares. So basically, what you're looking at here is an update. Anytime when you're looking at Fintel and you see green, that's a purchase. Anytime you see red, that's a sell. Now, it still doesn't always indicate whether it's a bullish or bearish sentiment because sometimes when you see green, it could be a put. Like here, it's green and it's a call. All right, cool. Other times, they're right there. Parallax Volatility Advisors. That's a purchase, but it's a purchase of puts of 80,000 puts. So that would be bearish sentiment. When you see white on Fintel, it's an update. Okay. And so what we're seeing here is some of these Vanguard funds were basically reducing their share counts. Okay. And then you'll see there's one where they actually increased their share count to 1.5 million. And it's all relative to the actual, to what the shares reported are too, right? So basically it's just funds moving things around. So we're getting near like the end of a quarter, and usually when that happens, the same way that we saw like the S&P healthcare ETF pick up a ton of shares, like almost 1 million shares. A lot of times with these funds, it's not really like a bullish or bearish sentiment. It's not like somebody came in and said, oh, we don't like Clover anymore. Get those out of my index fund. A lot of these index funds track, or these ETFs track index funds, so like if that's why it was so big when we were talking back in, I think it was June, about getting included into like the Russell 2000. Getting included in that would have forced a lot of these Vanguard stock market index funds and all these other ETFs and everybody to come in and purchase shares. But at the same time, what happens is you get moved into different funds. These funds that track it also need to cut shares, right? So like, let's say you move from the Russell 3000 to the Russell 2000. Well, all the funds that track the Russell 3000 are going to start cutting you at the end of the quarter, and everybody that has, that tracks the 2000 is going to start adding you. And so, it just has to do with that. And every quarter you'll see, like near the end of the quarter, which is what we're coming up on. That's part of that whole like triple witching, quad witching type thing where funds start rearranging and everything else, along with rollovers and futures and options expirations. And there's just so much going on, but that's pretty much what you're seeing. And that's why we're starting to see reports coming in of, that these funds have been moving or stuff around, a lot of healthcare services ETFs reported, near the end of last week that they picked it up, and it looks like now we're starting to see reports coming in of some funds that actually cut some shares. So nothing too big there. Let's see. Yeah, Mike in DC says Vanguard's just an update because it's not green. Only new stuff. New transactions are green. Yeah, sometimes it changes. I've noticed that too. Like sometimes I've looked on a Friday and to see what was there on the Friday, and we didn't see much, and then all of a sudden on Monday there's some new stuff reported and the date is from last Friday, and it sometimes I think it might take a little while for it to all get on there. One specifically that sticks out in my mind was that Jeffries group, 2 Fridays ago, when I looked and did the video update over the weekend, there was nothing reported for Jeffries Group. But then when we logged in on Monday morning, we saw Jeffries Group and Morgan Stanley reported. So that was the. I know that FinTel doesn't. It's not like sometimes it's fast. Sometimes it might take a day for the reports to all trickle in and show up on there. So Lucky Charms, good morning. Christo says they dropped 107 because they sold all their positions and went short 45,000. Let me see that one. Oh, Blackstone Alternative. Yeah. Okay. So they ended up with a negative, with a net short position. You're right. It says it right there. Stock Hunter, good morning. Your pal says smash that like button. Let's see it. Travis Spires, what's up? Al says video and sound are good. Yeah, I'm starting to get the hang of it. Like one of the reasons I started a couple minutes late is because I came in and I was like, oh, I forgot to restart the computer. And I mean, I don't know if that has much to do with it, but I kind of think it does when my software is just sitting here running all night and I got to, change things up, kind of refresh everything before we start the stream. And then I was streaming last night too, so I wanted to make sure and kind of clear everything. JJ, what's up? Good morning. Kamal says 8.5 max pain. I didn't even look. We looked yesterday and I think it was at 8. I was checking out TRADYTICS last night, and yeah, it's showing max pain right now on maximumpain.com at 850. And that's kind of where, we closed above there last week. If we can hold that and, go grab another 50-cent increment, I'd love to see us now, get above 9. Mike in DC, what do you think about THB's stream on Saturday with the computer guy who says FinTel only records transactions during trading hours, doesn't include off hours? Seems like a scam to me. I didn't see the stream on Saturday. I was pretty busy on Saturday, but I did also hear I think I'm in a group text with a couple guys, and I don't know if it was Degenerate or Outrade. Somebody was in there, was saying something about that as well. Could have even been on the CLOV Discord roundtable on Sunday night. I'm not even sure, but I did hear about that. I haven't looked into it much yet. But yeah, I did hear someone or read somebody talking about it. But I didn't get a chance to check out Tarheel's stream on Saturday. That guy's insane, man. That's the second Saturday in a row that he was streaming. I don't know how he finds the time to do it all. But he's doing a good thing, man. He's really working hard for everybody. So, that's cool. Blah blah Undo, what's up? Glad to see you in here. It says waiting for September 1st and then September 9th. Yeah, we got that whole theory that we've been talking about with things kind of building up to September 9th, I still think that there's something to that. We'll just have to kind of see how it plays out, but we got 2 more weeks. At least the rest of this week and all of next week, to see if any of that actually means anything. But I'm thinking that it does. I'm thinking that at some point here we'll start to see a little bit of a pop. DJ Tardis, what's up? DJ Tardis dropped in last night too. So last night, me and Ghost did our first stream. Um, the show is called No Financial Limits. Yesterday was kind of the pilot. We talked afterwards and worked some stuff out. We kind of figured out, I think, what we're going to have for a format. And for the most part, we're going to do this show is going to be, basically half stocks and crypto, talking about, maybe the week ahead, what happened the week prior, what's going on in the markets. And then the second half of the show, kind of get into some football, touch on some fantasy football, touch on some maybe like some sports betting, maybe our picks for the week, things like that. So, yesterday was just the pilot. We got on, we did it. We had the little stream, but something that we're going to start doing every Monday evening and leading up to Monday Night Football. And so we did it was 4 p.m. Pacific time. That'd be 7 p.m. Eastern. And that gives us about an hour and 15 minutes, but I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited about it. So this was the pilot. Next Tuesday, because of the holiday, next Tuesday, we're going to do a preseason show. And then starting with week 1 of the NFL, we're going to start episode 1. And, it should be a lot of fun. We're going to try to get some guests on to kind of pick against us and pick against our NFL plays. And then again, just, we'll be talking stocks for the first half of the show. And I'm excited about it. I think it's gonna be a fun time. Thank you everybody who joined in yesterday. And so I think what the plan is we're gonna bounce it back and forth. So it'll be like one show on my channel, the next show will be on Ghost's channel, and we'll kind of go back and forth. So if you haven't already, make sure you go subscribe to Ghost's channel. It's I put a link down in the description of this video. Also, there's always a link to Tarheel Blues channel down in the description too. That's my CLOV partner. Me and him have been doing these live streams and everything. Seems like forever now, even though it's only been a couple months. But I always gotta give Tarheel a shout out. His link is down there as well. If you haven't subscribed to him, I feel like most of the guys who are people that are in here, I shouldn't say guys. It's just something I'm used to. But people that are in here are already subscribed to both of us. But if you're in here and you're not, go subscribe to Tarheel as well, and check him out in the afternoons. He's live streaming CLOV every day, even on Saturdays and Sundays sometimes. 7-Leaf Clover, what's up? Good morning. Mike in DC, the numbers are amazing. 2 billion shares shorted this year, and only half of them are recorded on Fintel. Wow. Okay, so I'm really gonna have to. I'll go back and watch that video, or honestly, the way my time's been right now, I might just call Tarheel today and have him give me the brief rundown of it. Just give me like the quick update. Tarheel sure putting in time and making great content for CLOV Nation. I couldn't agree more. Crypto Cello, what's up? Big Nate, good morning. TMB squad, typical morning bullshit. That's right. And hopefully we don't get that TMB this morning. We're trading pretty flat right now. 846 closed at 848, but I'd love to see us get a nice gap up. We're not used to that. That's not typical for us right now. Michael, what's up? La Clova Nostra. I love it. Joseph got the Coach and B or the B and Ghost logos. Speaking of which, I gotta get the co-creator's not in here yet. I hope he's not mad at me when he comes in. I gotta remember to tell him. So I got to get the emojis going for the channel membership. I have to. Yesterday, I know I mentioned yesterday I was taking a day off of work because I had some family stuff to take care of, and I got a little busy with that, and I had some other stuff to um, errands to run and everything else. And I'll be back at work today, so I'm not going to have a ton of time. But I told co-creator, I texted him and I told him that I was going to work on the emojis yesterday, and I never got them done. But they're coming. They're coming. So those of you that got the channel membership, also I'd like to hear from you guys. What do you think would be cool for custom emojis for this channel? You know, what emojis would you like to say or see? Um, Mike in DC says Ghost is obviously a Steeler fan. What's your team coach? I think you can see it right behind me. There's right behind me. There's that logo, that chain hanging. There's a 49er chain back there, but I'm a 49er fan. Grew up in the Bay Area. Always been a 49er fan. Um, but root for the Raiders as well, as long as they're not playing the Niners like they did last weekend. But aside from that, if I had to pick some other teams, and any other Niner fans might get mad at me, but sometimes, growing up, I hated the Packers, but I tend to root for Aaron Rodgers a little bit. He's a California guy. He went to Cal, which is my favorite kind of home team, I guess you can say. But I also, growing up, I loved the Detroit Lions because of Barry Sanders. I used to watch the Lions play all the time, and so I still try to root for the Lions. If I see the Lions playing, I'll throw the Lions on. But it's always being Niners for me. Kind of the same way with college football too. I got my home team. I love Cal, but I'll still root for Stanford. I'll still root for San Jose State, and Sacramento State, UC Davis, all the local teams. I'll go around and watch those games and stuff. But really, my team is from a kid growing up, watching Eddie George and some of the other great players at Ohio State. I've always been an Ohio State fan. Been out to Ohio a couple times to check out some games out there, and actually traveled around to other stadiums to watch Ohio State play too. So when it comes to college, Ohio State's my team, but even when they played Cal, I had to root for Ohio State. It just seems like they had more at stake. They got to see them continue to win so they can make it to the national championship or the playoffs or something like that. And I don't know. There's an ass tattoo emoji. Tarheel would have to be able to save that for his channel. He's the tattoo was done on his channel, so definitely we'd have to save that for him. I wonder if we could do I know you guys aren't talking about it. Ego saying SF's my team, but I wonder if we could do little custom team emojis since it's football season. If anyone would like to see that. Present Mind says, "Good morning, Coach. Your powerhouse is a giant wine glass full of corks." I like that one. That could be like our celebration one when the stock starts popping, something like that. I'm writing that down. Ego says, "Always been a Vikings fan in spite of never winning the big game." Ego, I don't know if I've asked you this before or not. What area are you from? Are you like out Minnesota area or VN? Good morning, Coach. Love your show regarding options. Oh, I think you're talking about the playlist. Yeah. So I did that options basics playlist, and basically it's on the channel if you want to check it out. But for anyone who's beginner, I think there's 10 videos in there. They're all like anywhere from like 5 to 15 minutes long, and I feel like I pretty much covered all of it And now what I'm going to try to get into is strategies, so not just buying a call or buying a put or selling a call or selling a put. Those might be the first four that I do, and really explain like the strategies behind it, and what I look to do sometimes with those things. But then get into more like intricate strategies and just kind of talk about different stuff like rolling over your options, rolling them out, rolling them up, when you would do it, all that kind of stuff, and just get really more into it now that I've kind of covered the basics. So that's where I'm looking to go with the Chalk Talks. I believe that's probably what you're talking about. Andrew Toy bobblehead, I like that one. I'm right now's got the ideas flowing in right now. So the Andrew Toy bobblehead. We don't discuss cheese on the live stream. So there's actually, living in the Bay Area, and maybe it's just the age group that I'm in, the people that I'm around, but there is a ton of Chicago Bears fans out here. And it could be because of the 85 Bears, and just like I said, the age group and everything. I'm almost 40. A lot of my friends are kind of mid 40s. But there's a lot of Bears fans out here. And Cowboy fans. Like I see Mike in DC's a Cowboys fan. Season tickets to Skins games. Can't wait for week 1 to talk smack. No, I hated Joe Montana because he burned us several times. You can't hate Joe. Actually, tonight, I'm supposed to be going to this event, and it's honoring Dwight Clark, and I think Joe Montana's going to be there along with some other 49ers. Kind of a roundtable event from with players from the early 80s, and they're going to be talking about Dwight Clark, and I think they're going to give away the Dwight Clark Award to the somebody on the current 49er team, but it should be kind of cool. So that's later on this evening. I'm looking forward to it. Speaking of Joe Montana, mini shot bottles for Scotty Z Friday. I love it. That's another great one. Low Work, what's up? Good morning. Today's mentality: CLOV up, great. CLOV go down, sideways, buy more. Either way, hope everyone had a great day. Twin Cities, okay. Gotta have a TMB emoji. I like it. Dan's going to work. Hello. Hey, Dan, before you take off, if you're listening on the way to work, that reminds me, VIH, I've been tracking it. We talked about it. We grabbed some calls. And I still have some calls actually for September 17th because we had bought some. I think, matter of fact, hold on here. I got to pull this up real quick. For some reason, my options chain. Let me detach this. There we go. So I was looking at VIH, Dan, if you're listening right now, and the short interest on VIH right now is the second highest it's the second highest, I think, among all stocks and what's being reported. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Let me pull up the free float. It's got a very, very small float. I think the free float on this stock is 20 million shares is how many shares are outstanding on this stock. And then, which is ridiculously small. We talked about the potential for a gamma squeeze previously last month, but bought some options for further out. I know some people grabbed February's and November's. But when you start looking at this option chain, that's not a lot, 7,000. But 7,000's a lot considering a float of 20 million. So that's at the $10 strike. October starts to build up a little bit at the 10 and 12. November really starts to get loaded, 6, 9, 11,000, all the way carrying us all the way up to like 17. Remember, smaller numbers here because a much, much smaller float in regards to what could make this stock move. And then again in the February. So I'm not adding anything on. I still have some Septembers. But if I do add on, I might go out a little bit more and grab some out here in November or February to give me some time. But again, I mean, not a lot of volume in VIH right now. But if some volume does kick off in that stock, and just the way the markets have been lately, where it seems like everybody's going around short busting and looking for the next short stock, I think VIH might be a play that might be interesting to get into early. And, you know, it is trading right around 10 right now. With all that open interest on the option chain, just being above 10 eventually could potentially make that push even higher too. That's just something that I'm keeping my eye on. I mean, obviously, I have that small position that we entered into. I think that was about a month ago when we had talked about it on this show. But now it's getting up there in short interest. And I checked, cost to borrow wasn't too high. It was like 5%. But anyways, that's something I'm looking at as maybe a really, really early entry, getting in with some longer out options, and just having a piece of that in case all of a sudden we wake up one morning and it starts squeezing. Louis, what's up? 7-Leaf Clover's a Chiefs fan. I got way backed up in the chat now too. Got some more Vikings fans in here. They'll grab your heart and tear it right out. Option strategy videos could be good. Yeah, I've been trying to build everything up so that it makes sense. Like even when I did those market manipulation videos, before I got into the actual manipulation, I wanted to explain the basics, like limit orders, how they affect the level 2 and all that kind of stuff, so that everything makes sense, so that even somebody who's just starting out and beginning can understand it. And I felt like before I got into option strategies, we had to go into the basics first to teach everyone the break it down to the simplest terms. And now that everyone's kind of caught up, now we can start talking about the strategies that go along with it. Not sure how much smack you'll be able to talk playing the Buccaneers. Did I miss one for Mike? Bears fans travel well. I must be way behind. What's up from Israel? Love all your videos. Right on. Thank you. I appreciate the support. For real. Thank you. More Vikings fans in here. Wow. Can you do a chalk talk on the exit strategies? Yeah, let me write that down too. I'll be honest with you though. I'm greedy. And I've said that on here before. That's my biggest fault. I think everybody has their own faults that they have to, that they got to overcome when trading. With me, sometimes it's holding on to stuff a little too long, due to greed. And so, yeah, I'd love to do one on exit strategies because, my advice is usually better than my actual, I don't always follow my advice. I've read a ton of books. I've learned a lot from mistakes in the markets, and I could probably give you the greatest exit strategies ever, and then when it comes down to it, I'll still hold on a little bit longer myself because I want to try to get that extra dollar out of something or something along those lines. If you get to hate Joe Montana, I get to hate Herschel Walker. Oh yeah, you can't. I don't understand how you could hate Joe. Live stream the football roundtable with the GoPro on your head. Oh, tonight. Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's see here. I'm trying to catch up a little bit. Hit 10 was 10.03. Yeah, well, this morning it hit $10.10 in pre-market. Um, let's see here. Christina, good morning. Says hit that like button. Help us move up on the YouTube scale. Absolutely. Dan says, where's the damn volume? Yeah, we're really low on volume right now for CLOV, sitting at 50,000. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. BTFD's in the house, says this ask is thin. Yeah, I mean we're in pre-market right now, so I mean that could change. But yeah, there's not a ton of, we're looking down here at level 2. There's not a ton of usually you'll see a bunch of sell orders in here which create resistance, and there's not a ton of resistance right now. So this is, when you start talking about when volume dries up, volume drying up right now, that means any sort of buying pressure is going to create, bigger movement in the stock if, the level 2 kind of stays thin like it is. Tibbs, what's up? Shorts moving over to the other stocks that run 50%. Sir Lucky Charms is a Broncos fan. Tibbs says CLOV is the future of healthcare. Co-creator, what's up? Good morning. I started we were talking about the membership and having people throw out some ideas for emojis. Because I do want to get those going as soon as possible, but I brought you up when we were talking about it. So if you got any ideas for emojis too, throw them in the chat. But good morning, co-creator. Waffle Maker says go Packers. Yeah, I like rooting for the Packers just because Aaron Rodgers is there. Once he leaves, probably not so much because I grew up hating the Packers, as a Niner fan. But once he got there, I couldn't hate on him too much. Victor Amador wants to know what the SPRT volume is. I feel like every time I mention the Packers, I get a thumbs down. Was that you, Michael? SPRT volume right now is about 1.5 million. Low volume tells me the shorts have diverted attention to other stocks and have left the remaining shorts that are already in the stock left trapped. Why is ZM moving right now? Let me see. I don't have enough room anymore. Oh, it's going down. It looks like. Damn. They must have had some bad earnings. I know earnings was yesterday, but Zoom ended the day at 350 yesterday, and it's trading at 296 right now. I am so glad, Dave, if you're out there listening. I don't know if you guys remember, but I had jumped on a Zoom play a while back, and my thoughts were basically that, Zoom was going to see some sort of increase due to the Delta, kind of a Delta variant play, like trying to get a little action that maybe Zoom will start growing as reports of the Delta variant come out. And I made some significant money off it. And David came on in the chat and he's like, "Hey, don't be greedy. You always talk about holding stuff too long." And so I cut my position in Zoom for a nice profit. And it's been on a downtrend ever since. And I mean, shit, that's huge now. I mean, it's down to 300. Might be some opportunity to jump back in and ride it up a little bit, but I got my I'm in too much right now. I need to get out of some of these other plays. I'd love to see a SPRT or BBIG bounce today so that we can I can get out of those options, maybe roll into some new plays. LCID has also a lockup today. Steve the Baker, good morning. Buffalo Bills. Any news about BBIG? I didn't see anything pop up on, let me see, for those of you guys, let me just pull this over here, my news ticker, so that I can see it. But so this is Clover up here. We got GME right here, SPRT down on the right, and BBIG sitting over here on the left. It is trading lower right now. You know, not much, but down about 9 cents from yesterday. But I haven't seen any news come through on my news feed this morning. Nothing much. Saw some call sweeps come in yesterday, which is bullish, but that's about it so far this morning. Waffle Maker. So you missed it when I was talking about it earlier, but you're going to be upset with me. Waffle Maker says, do you have a college team? Yeah, so my college team, since I was a little kid and started watching college football, has been Ohio State. That being said, and I've been out there to the Horseshoe twice. I actually went out to Indianapolis and watched the Big Ten Championship when Ohio State came back in the second half and smashed Wisconsin. No offense. And I've seen them play a bunch of times out here, you know, at against Cal, against USC, you know, in the Rose Bowl once. And so I've traveled around and followed the Buckeyes for a while, but my hometown team is the Cal Bears, and I actually got my teaching credential at UC Berkeley too. So let's see here. BTFD says "re" is the sound it makes when it crashes. Fred, what's up? Good morning. You guys are talking about the Cowboys in the chat. I'm not even gonna touch it. I'm never been a Cowboys fan. Can't be. Well, you know, I lived with my roommate for a while. Was a huge Cowboys fan, and you know, so we'd always watch football every Sunday. And that year, it seemed like the Cowboys were always playing on Sunday nights or Monday nights. So that would always be like the end of the day. And I'd end up, you know, betting on the Cowboys just so that it would make me kind of root for them, I guess. So I wouldn't be the asshole sitting in the corner rooting against them. But yeah, no, I've never been a Cowboys fan. You know, that's the one team as a 49er that I just can't do. Is Clover buy now or should I buy at $10? LOL. Positive vibes. What's up, positive vibes? There's who my thumbs down was. I haven't seen positive vibes commenting on my videos in a while, but thank you for coming in and sharing the positive vibes with me. I appreciate it. But yeah, I would say Clover's a buy now for sure. Anything under 10, anything under 13, anything under 15. This stock's worth way more than what it's trading at right now. Mike in DC says, from what I see, the shorts haven't even started to cover on SPRT. Yeah, I agree. You know, just looking at you know the short interest, how much it's moved up and everything else. Like I know, and some people have been commenting on my videos for so long, and I just never took the time to do my research in it. I think it was Francino or something like that was I'm probably butchering the hell out of the name, but it's been commenting on my videos for a while, telling me check out SPRT coach, and this was back when it was trading way lower than it's at right now. And but then so after it popped, I started looking at it, and I would say it still has room for some explosive moves. You know, always risky entering into a stock that's up as much as it is right now. And that's why I chose to go in and just grab a call option with it, because I feel like with that, at least my risk is defined, right? And, you know, if we get a nice big pop, I could sell it and be a part of the squeeze. But if it starts tanking, I already know what my risk is. My risk is what I bought the premium for. Co-creator OH. IO. Oh, you said it. I was gonna say it to you and see if I could get an IO out of you out of the chat, and then I seen you said it right below. Um, check GRPN for a potential squeeze. I'm gonna write that one down too, and I'm gonna start doing some research on my lunch at school now. Um, Greg says University of Miami. It's all about the U. Um, man, that game, that national championship game. Um, that was crazy. I remember I had a party at my house and I was so pissed off. I walked out. I used to be way more emotional about sports. You know, went storming out of the house after that last fourth down play, and I'm outside, and all my friends come running outside like, bro, there was a flag. Come back in. There was a flag. I came back in. They called that PI penalty. This was what year was that? 2002, I think, maybe. Anyways, and then Maurice Claret never came back. Justin Fields is going to change the Bears. I think so too. I think he's got the ability to if he stays healthy. I think really going to be exciting. Our head football coach at the school I coach for is a huge Bears fan. Like I said, there's a ton of Bears fans out here, and I don't get it. In the Bay Area, there's so many, but I think it's just because of 85. And he's all excited because he's like, yeah, you're going to be rooting for the Bears now the same way you root for the Packers because you're going to be watching Fields. And I probably will. I think I'd love to see him do good. Let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm way behind. Big Daddy Roro, what's up? Co-creator's a Browns fan. I've been out to a Browns game before. Co-creator says if you see this cool badge and you want one too, join our team today. Members get a cool badge, many other benefits for $5 a month. Yeah, so the benefits, you get the badge, you get the emojis, which we just talked about. A couple people threw out some ideas, and I'm going to try to get on that today or tomorrow. Hopefully, when you guys log in tomorrow, you'll have a wine glass half full of corks, an Andrew Toy bobblehead, some little mini shots to use on Scotty Z Fridays, so everybody can take a shot with Scotty. And then we got a TMB logo for the TMB team. Typical morning bullshit. And then I'll probably throw some other stuff, and I'll continue to add them in too. If anyone's got any other ideas, let them know. But so you get the emojis, discount on the merchandise store, which I actually started building. Okay, so that's coming right now. It's coming around the corner. And then finally, we're gonna start doing some Chalk Talk streams. Like really diving deep into some of the topics that I've been covering in the Chalk Talks, answering questions. So that'll be kind of an opportunity for members to come in. And if you guys got questions about anything, whether it be position that you're in right now in the stock and you want a second opinion on maybe how to handle it or when you would scale out, exit strategies on certain plays, whatever, I'm going to start doing those some evening Chalk Talks and doing it like where anyone could come on and watch, but members are the ones whose questions and answers, those are the ones who are participating in the chat. At least that's what I was thinking would be a cool benefit. And I'm open to anything. If you guys can think of some other benefits, I'll just keep adding them on. Waffle Maker says Chiefs O-line is going to be better this year. Justin slept in from a wedding yesterday. No problem, Justin. Thanks for joining. Holiday option. How you going to be a Bama fan? I thought you were KU. I can't stand Alabama. And it's not because of any reason. It's because they're so damn good and they get all the best players. And it's like, it really starting to seem like they're unbeatable. It really is. And it's like every time they lose a player, they come up with they got four more. but it's just I can't wait. It's like because they're so great, you want to see them get dethroned, and that's just part of being a sports fan, right? That's what more makes sports great. It's not that I hate Bama or anything like that. I mean, it's great watching them and it's fun to watch them, but also fun to see somebody else, beat them. And also Najee Harris, if you guys were on the stream last night with me and Ghost, um, anyone who's just joining right now, me and Ghost are going to start doing a weekly show. It's called NFL No Financial Limits. First half of the show, we talk stocks and crypto. Second half of the show, we're going to talk fantasy football and sports betting. And so, yesterday was our pilot show, and we were talking about, fantasy football picks, who we thought was going to have a good season. And I had mentioned on there that Najee Harris, I coached against him for 4 years. He played varsity football all 4 years of high school. He was insane all 4 years of high school. He only beat our team once, so he's 1-3 against Pittsburgh. Not that he's out there listening, but Najee, if you are, just remember that. But anyways, great kid, really great kid. Respectful. I mean, it's absolutely amazing to watch him play at Alabama. And amazing just now. I can't wait to watch him play in the NFL. And so I watched quite a few Alabama games, even more so in the last 4 years because he was playing for him. And I can't wait to see what he's going to do with the Steelers. I have a feeling I'm going to be rooting for Steelers a lot coming up here because I think he's going to be the Rookie of the Year. I mean, I saw him do some crazy stuff in high school football, hurdling over people and just insane things, and then go to college and do the same damn thing against college players. And there's no reason for me to believe that he's not going to be able to do that in the NFL. Skip says, you got me more tempered as you get older, but I still yell at the TV watching Auburn. Yeah. Big Nate's a Duke fan. No college football talk for me. He wins basketball season. Justin's a Browns fan. Greg says, you from the Bay, Coach? Hayward born and raised. Yeah. I'm in Pittsburgh, California. So not far from Hayward at all. 4-leaf emoji idea. 4-leaf clover on a full moon scene as well. We'll be mooning. Okay. 4-leaf on a moon. The moon emoji. Would you consider live streaming watching a football game with Coach B each week? I think it would be fun if we can all watch the game, comment on it. I don't know if we'd be able to stream. I guess if everybody was watching the game, but I don't know if I can actually live stream the game to where we can all be seeing the game in my stream, if that makes sense. If you're talking about like college or NFL or something like that, but I mean, if it was like a stream during Monday Night Football and, we're watching the game's going on, everybody has access to watch it. Now we're all sitting here talking. That'd be kind of fun. APEC, what's up? Good morning. Josh says, I told Ghost we're going to hit 8:31 on the dot. He says we're going to be green. Let's see who's right. Well, I hope Ghost is, because I want your calls to survive, Josh, and I want all of us to make some money. Let's go, Clove. Load the bags, boys. Coach B, Clove Fantasy Football League. Dude, that would be fun. I'm so down to do that. I mean, that would be something that we'd have to get going on here pretty quickly, just because it's right around the corner. But even like instead of a fantasy football league, maybe this year, maybe like a survivor type league, like where you pick let me see if I can figure something out. Where you like everybody picks a team every week, and once you pick that team, you pick a team that's not going to lose. Just some sort of contest. I'm down to do that. We could do like a members some sort of football thing with the season upcoming. I'm gonna get on that today, Papa Clove. I think that's a great idea. Apex, a Raiders fan, right on. I like the Raiders. I had a friend who played for the Raiders. Actually two friends. One guy from school, from the same school I went to. He was a great friend of my cousin, so I grew up with him. He went to play for the Raiders. That was Reagan Upshaw. And then another guy who played for the same school Najee Harris did, which was our rival. But I met through family friends and people like that and ended up becoming great friends with. And that was Jeremy Newberry, played for the 49ers, the Raiders, and the Chargers. How about that? That dude's career. Only played in California, and then he went to college at Cal Berkeley. So he never left California. Pretty cool. I think he played in the Pro Bowl for both the Raiders and the Niners too. But anyways, I've always rooted for the Raiders. Used to go to games to go watch those guys play. Even had season tickets for a while as a Niner fan, just to go support friends and family. And honestly, I had way more fun tailgating at Raider games. But I always had Niner tickets too. Still do. All right, Scotty. I'll see you later. Coach, you are one play from playing guard for the Steelers. Man, is their line beat up right now? I haven't even been paying attention. CLOV fantasy football sounds dope. Yeah, I'll throw something out there so I know. I'm gonna I'll use that community thing later on today and send a message out if I get something set up. Like, if anyone wants to join, I think that'd be fun. We'll do something. I'll get something set up here. Faith says, hello, coach, co-creator. Happy Tuesday. What's up, Faith? Okay, so Faith is in San Diego. Man, I love San Diego. We just went down there recently for my wife and I. We went to go visit a buddy of mine for his 40th birthday, and we stayed at Paradise Point. Is that the name of it? It was like this little island that looked like, I'm going to look it up just to make sure that was the name of it. But I swear, if anyone ever gets the chance to go there, yeah, it was Paradise Point Resort. That place is amazing. It's like this island you cross this thing, you go over there. Some of the hotel rooms are on the beach. Some of them aren't. I didn't have one on the beach, but you have access to the beach to walk around the island. There's fire pits. They have their own marina. It looks like this place was built in like the 50s or 60s, and at the time they made it to try to like mimic Hawaii. That's kind of like what the look and feel of it. But that place was cool. There was a bunch of bars. I think there was like 5 swimming pools. It really felt like you didn't have to leave, like you were at a resort. Never heard of it, had never been there before, but we just stayed there about a year ago. Josh says bought puts this week. No disrespect, just trying to survive. Yeah. Hey man, that's hedging. I mean, if you own a ton of shares, that's a strategy. And I'm sure just like everybody else, you'd love to see the stock rocket. But if it dips, that's a way of hedging your position. I've done that. I haven't done it on CLOV, but I've done that on other stocks I own. And that can really work as a good strategy sometime too. If you feel like you don't want to get rid of your shares, but you might see some turbulence and some volatility. That's what you see a lot of these hedge funds do. They'll go long on a stock and open up put positions, or they'll short a stock and open up call positions. So, I feel you there. Craig says I'll buy in now for a Survivor League. Nah, you know what? I'll do a Survivor League, and I'll put it like this. Here we go. I'll throw this out there. We'll do a Survivor League, and for members of the channel, and I'll throw the prize out there. I'll come up with the prize, and I just it'll be free for whoever wants to do it, and I'll put the prize out there. We'll figure something out. I'll come up with something today, but I won't do any buy-ins or nothing. Whatever the prize is, I'll come up with, even if it's some shares of CLOV or whatever it is. We'll have some sort of prize. Ego says might be fun for Discord. You know what, Ego? I really got to do it too. So Ego built me a great Discord when I was talking about it last month, and he put a ton of time into it, and I love it. And I just gotta. There's some things I want to change on there before we make, but it's probably ready to go live now. Ego, I might hit you up later and just see if you could teach me how to change a couple things, and we could activate that thing. Because my intention was to make a Discord channel, not to compete with like our Clove or anything like that, but just so that our community here, people that are in this channel have somewhere where like throughout the day we can still kind of go in and like talk about different plays, or maybe kind of talk about our fantasy thing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna hit you up later on when we get off and try to get that going. Florida Nick says, should I grab this December 7th 750 call for 239? So that would price you at about 980. Shit, that doesn't. I mean, obviously, nothing's financial advice, but IV is so low on Clove right now. If you look at the December 750 strike, yeah, I mean, I would imagine that we'll be trading above 980 by December, but I mean, that's the risk that you're taking, right? So that's definitely a safer bet. In terms of them buying some out of the money calls. And I mean, for 239, you figure you could buy 3 of those for the same price you could buy 100 shares. The inherent risk, like I said, is you need to basically be trading above 10 to make that trade profitable by December 17th. But that's actually a nice one. I like it. Matter of fact, if one of these that's a nice find right there. If one of these other plays I'm in right now, because that's all I've been doing is taking these plays that I'm in, like SPRT, BBIG. If I see a pop in one of these, I may end up rolling that money into that strike. I like that one. Co-creator says members of the channel get first pick. Yeah, APEC. I love Cali. I really do. I love it here. I just don't like the damn smoke right now. We got our football game canceled last week. Chef Daddy's in the house. What's up, Chef Daddy? Co-creators. I love co-creators pumping the channel membership. Pat M, what's up? Michael says lived in San Diego for a long time. UT versus AR on the 11th. Haven't met in game for 30 years. Going to be a ride for sure. Graduated from UT Hookem and now attended U of A Fayetteville. Not calling pig trader. So you're talking Texas versus Arkansas? Is that AR? I'm pretty sure UT is Texas, especially since you said Hookem. But nah, that's cool. I love going to college football games. I think my wife and I are gonna go to try to go to the Cal game this weekend. Trying to work that out right now. The more badges we get in here, the tighter the Bollinger Bands get. Let's see. All right, I think I'm just getting caught up. Equitab's here. Norden's here. Learning options. I know it's risky, but I want to force myself to learn. Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully you've checked out the options playlist that I made. Go check that one out. A lot of good information there, I think, that could maybe answer any of those questions. But I would say that's more of a safer play. It's just you got to kind of put it into perspective what you think, right? Um, and then for me, I always look to like I know I mentioned this yesterday. A lot of times, um, figure out what your goal is too. So like, if your goal is going to be to exercise them, down the road, then yeah, maybe I would go a little bit closer to in the money, like with those 750s. If you just want to like bank off the volatility, like 90% of the time when I buy an options contract, I'm not even considering holding it to expiration. So if I was going to do something like that, then maybe I'd go out with like the December and go out of the money and go with like the $15 strike or something like that. And I have no intention on exercising, and I'm going into it with the mindset of I'm selling this within the next 45 days. Okay, so that there's two ways of looking at it. If you're planning on exercising or just getting dollar for dollar movement, you buy in the money. If you're planning on selling um, ahead of time, now you get like something like that December strike, go further out of the money. That way you can make money off the volatility and all the extrinsic value. And now when we see a nice price spike, even if we just saw a jump to, from right now to $10, you might be looking at 3, 4, 5 times your money on that $15 strike. But now you got to sell it. You want to get out. You don't want to hold it because the longer you hold it, your extrinsic value is just going to diminish and slowly whittle away. And so again, it also depends on your approach to it. What you're looking for when you enter into the trade. Chef Daddy says Coach B's late in the chat. Good to see nothing's changed since I've been out to lunch. Yeah, man, I'm way behind. Way behind. Fluffer Troaster's in the house. What's up, Fluffer? Nice to see you. SRT too. What's going on? Says I know a Florida Nick, but he doesn't drive a Camaro. SRT, I was watching your video the other night. I was occasionally your channel just pops up, on my YouTube feed because I was watching the video you did with that the dude that went to jail or whatever, and that was some interesting stuff. I had it on in the background while I was typing my paper the other day, but that was a good one. SRT's got me wanting to buy a Durango. All right, yeah. So Florida Nick says selling a big run up. So don't get me wrong. I mean, you still got extrinsic value there too, right? So if we look at that same exact call, um, what is it right now? 989 would be your price, and we're trading at 849. So it's got about $1.40 in extrinsic value. But the deeper in the money it gets, the extrinsic value is going to go away, and really you're just going to be getting dollar for dollar movement, which is fine. But it's just a matter of what you want to do. Hold on one second. Sorry, I got distracted. Oh, I gotta go check on my kids real quick. Hold on. Sorry. It looks like they're having some trouble getting ready for school. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. I just, I have to. If they're not getting up and getting ready and stuff, I'm not gonna be able to stream. So they gotta, can't put it all on my wife. And so they've been really good recently about waking up, getting dressed, brushing their teeth, doing their hair, and they're just they're a little bit slow moving around this morning. Um, let's see here. That's what I need to learn is the ability and value in getting a high strike price but selling for less than that and making money. I was under the impression if it's not above my strike, I'm toast. If you sell, so the longer you hold, so actually, if you haven't already, check out the playlist. But the one thing, if you're already somewhat familiar and you don't want to watch all 10 videos, I would definitely look at the one where I talk about the Greeks and how they affect the stock price. And because the more time you have, like with one, like this December call that expires 108 days from now, there's a lot of time premium in there, right? And so really what you'd be banking on, the IV on that's 118% right now. So if we were to just get, let's say you bought the $15 strike at 87 cents. And also, I should bring this up too. Check out this optionsprofitcalculator.com. And it's a good way of showing you how this stuff works. So you can go to it's optionsprofitcalculator.com, go to long call. And let's say I just type in CLOV. Okay. Select the option you want. And we go out to this December that you're talking about. And let's do the 750 call first. Okay. So if you bought one of them, and I'm just going to put a range of the stock going to $15. So you paid, let's see, right here today, you're looking at, your options worth about $2.50, right? $2.52. Now, if the stock was to go up to, let's say, $10, it's almost moving dollar for dollar. But the closer we get to the end, you're still, because you're at a 750 call, any sort of price action is going to give you profits for the most part. But by getting to $15, you're looking at 200% profit at the end and kind of 200% profit even today, because you're already deep in the money. So if Clover were to get to $15, you're really in that 200% profit range. Now let's take it back and look at the same exact thing, because again, you're going way out there. And this is going to change depending on the strike. And sometimes it's good to just come in here and play around with this. But if we go here and let's say go to the $15 strike, you're paying less, 84 cents. I'm going to use $15 again as just like a price target. But now you see, the closer we get to expiration, your contract's losing money. It's going to be worthless even at $15 at expiration. But if all of a sudden in the month of September, Clove was to jump to $11, you can get out of that with 100% profit here. If Clove was to get to $13 in the month of September, you're getting a 200%. $15 in the month of September, you would want to cut it. That's a 300% profit. Get out now, sell it. And, because the longer you hold it, the more you're going to lose. And obviously 15 maybe might be too much. If you go down to, let's say, the 1250 strike, and again, I'll throw this 15 in there, but just kind of play around with it, see what's going on. But you could make more money with it, but you're inheriting more risk too, right? And that's why when I do these option contracts where I'm out of the money, I'm looking to cut this option contract in September or October. I don't want to be holding it in November or December, because that's when you're really starting to lose. So this was what, the $12 strike, I think, 12.50 strike. Same type of thing. If we were to get up to like $12, 150%, $13 range, 200%. If we get to $15, 300%. And if into October at $15, I'm still making what, 250% off it. But there's just different opportunities to make money in there, and there's a lot more that goes into it too. But definitely play around with that options profit calculator. It's a good way to see. Now, one thing that's not in there is the IV, and that's something that we weren't really covering just now. So, like, if we all of a sudden saw a spike up in September, you're going to see the IV jump, right? So let's say IV goes up by 80%. They have this little bar that you could play with and change that. Now all of a sudden IV spikes getting involved too. Even at $13, you're seeing a 300% gain. You come over here, you might see, if we shot up to 15, we might see the IV spike by 100%, and now you're making 500% up here. But there's so many things that go into it. You just got to kind of play around with it. But definitely check out those videos on the Greeks, and that might help you make a little bit more sense of that. Josh says, get the belt. Wow, I must be way behind. Sorry, guys. I'm going to try to just skip through here because I just seen someone answering my Texas versus Arkansas. What's up, Genetic Nate? Co-creator says it's opposite day. Coach left and the stock dropped. Ken Griffin getting a wedgie. I like that one too. I'm writing that down. Yeah, that options profit calculator it's free. I mean, and you could even go into other strategies too, not just long calls. Like you could put in a straddle and see how it would plan out and everything else. But definitely, like, I rarely use it now because now I kind of, that once you get familiar with options and how the Greeks work and everything else, like I could look at an options contract and just, all right, we're at 100% right now. If this stock jumps up, we're probably going to see, the IV increase this much. Like, I just kind of like have a feel for it at this point. But starting out, I used to use that thing all the time and try to like plan out my plays and all that. It's a really great tool. Oh, Paradise Point. It's in San Diego. It's let me see. Yeah, my buddy told me. I asked him for his like we were coming down there. Here, I'm just gonna show it real quick. It's right. It's right there. I just looked it up. Paradise Point Resort and Spa. You could, I don't know how much you guys could see right here, but it's right here. It's like on an island. So all this I'm just gonna pull it up. It's like traveling with Coach B now. So it's in between these two, this is like that's the San Diego Bay, and it's this island right here, and this is the whole resort. And so there's just like all this is beachfront with fire pits. There's rooms right there on the beach. We stayed somewhere in here. We had to like walk over to the beach, but there's bars all over the place. They have an adults only pool. It seems kid friendly. I didn't bring my kids, but we want to bring the kids back there next time. They had a bunch of activities and games for them to do. They have basketball courts. I mean, really, you can go there and probably never leave. But it was cool. Restaurants, bars, marina, the whole 9 yards. Ben, what's up? Good morning. Co-creator says members get free travel tips. Join today. Yeah, co-creator's been trying to get us a new member in the channel all morning. We got to get one new member in here today. And the newest benefit, which we just added, which we're going to talk about. I'm going to figure this out for sure tonight. Is going to be some sort of fantasy football or Survivor League or Pick'em or something. We're doing something. Let's see here. I just want to. We're getting close to the bell now. I want to look around and looks like AMC is starting to move up a little bit. I know I took it off because we were looking at BBIG and SPRT, but it's up to 44.23 after closing at 43.33. The SPY looks like it's rallying back after touching down at 451. GameStop, which we have up in front of us, looks like it's gapping up about $3. Right now with CLOV, it looks like we are getting set to gap down off the open. Fluffer says, "Are you turning into a football channel?" No, I don't think so. It's just we just started talking football today. And then we were talking about, like, doing a fantasy football league with just, like, with everybody that's in here, or some sort of pool or something. So we're gonna just something fun for us to do, kind of to have fun, while we're in here and talk about and stuff. So we're gonna get that going, and at some point I'm gonna work it out and figure out some sort of members fantasy football league or something like that. Ago's been there too. Amazing location, smash in between Pacific and Mission Beach. Yeah, that was I had never been there, but I just went over the summer. And what was cool is too, so like my wife and I were hanging out, like out on the beach, down here, and this whole little Mission Bay area. I mean, there was people on jet skis, pontoon boats, like people parked up on all these beaches all over the place, and it really was a nice little party atmosphere, and it was cool. Ghost is in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, his app's taking off this morning. I know that's one of Ghost's plays. Oh wow, yeah, gapped up to like 57. And Ghost has been on fire lately. 57.21, not bad. Looks like it started in after hours yesterday, jumped up to 55, and then this morning gapped up again. So looking good, looking good. Co-creator says 3 minutes till the bell, and it's looking like the typical morning BS. Let me put this BBIG back up here. I want to catch that off the open. I'd really like to see like some of these jump up. Like even with these, even though I went short dated on like BBIG and SPRT with September 17th calls, just to get back to that conversation we were having, I'm not looking to carry that into expiration either. That's just like a volatility play, right? So with BBIG, I bought $11 calls, but if this thing spikes up and hits like $9 today during the day, those calls will probably be worth 200%, something like that, just based off the IV spike and everything else. And I might look to cut them right then. You don't always have to hit your price target when you're doing options. You don't need to get, if you buy, the $100 call on something and it's still 5 months away and you're trading at $85, that's probably worth a ton of money. And at that point, take your profit. Me and Ghost kind of talked about that a little bit last night, even on the No Financial Limits show. And good, really good points in there. Co-creator says typical morning BS. TMB t-shirts available soon in the merch store. That's right. I will be getting those going. Oh, did I miss Target short sellers? Where'd he go? Target short sellers, what's up, bro? Thank you for dropping by. Target short sellers been putting out some great videos too. You guys go check out his channel. There's so much good information out there, and I really feel like, with everybody who's been doing the YouTube thing now within the CLOV community, we all have like our own different contributions, and stuff and Target short sellers has been really putting out some fire. Al Trades has even been dropping some good knowledge in there. Tarheel, the guy's been a machine, streaming almost every day, hours on end. And I'm sure there's a ton of people that I'm not even mentioning, I'm forgetting right now, but definitely important to support the community. I've been saying that for months now. Go on all these dudes' channels, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, help get everybody's videos into the algorithm. I think it's really important. And help support these guys, everybody, and me. Like my videos too. Let's see here. Oh, your pal Al says AMC is ripping. Well, let's turn it on. I'm going to get BBIG off the screen right now. We'll get some AMC up. And yes, it is. It is up 4%. And CLOV, I mean, I know a lot of people that are like just CLOV and are waiting for CLOV's turn. I'll tell you this much. CLOV has recently been tracking GameStop and AMC. So yesterday we saw SPRT and BBIG pop. And the day before, and now it seems like, and again, look, we're going green a little bit too. So still we gap down, so we're not green on the day, but we're getting this nice big green candle. But we've definitely been tracking with AMC and GameStop. So if we were to see AMC have a nice 20-30% day, that may be the equivalent of a 10% day for CLOV, but I'll take it. Or it could be, what pushes CLOV over the edge, and now all of a sudden we see our 30-40% day. So something to keep an eye on. Yeah, my GME calls are looking awesome right now. The rest of my portfolio, no bueno. Everything else isn't looking as great this morning. Let's see here. Taco Tuesday, my favorite day. If we could just see a little green. Yeah, I remind you. So usually on Tuesdays too, I'll make tacos for the kids. Same idea. Wow, AVXL's popping right now too. I don't know if AVXL. That's not a short play. But that's just one of my long term positions. And I just looked out of the corner of my eye, and it's on a 5% pop. Looks like news about a week ago. Fragile X syndrome treatment was effective, but nothing there. But AVXL's hitting a little pop right now too. I know with some of the recent news with Sava, where Sava was kind of getting drugged down. It was dragging a lot of the other stocks down with it. And I think that's why AVXL started like declining. But I'd love to see AVXL get on a nice run here soon too. So nice big green candles. Still down about 3 cents on the day. Let's see how this plays out before I sign off. When I sign off, things go even greener. So if we could end the day on a green note, maybe when I jump off, that's all it needs to send this thing to the moon. I'll be happy if I can have that control over it. Dennis D says CRSR is ripping. Quet's Corsair, right? up 7%. Was trading at 27 yesterday. Just hit 30. Okay. Friday call out still going RPHM. Damn, RPHM was down here at like 6 on Thursday, 8 on Friday. Hit 1250 this morning, or in after hours yesterday. Okay. Seedless Green, what's up? Blah blah says RSI getting low. Oh, that must have been back here. Let's see. Let's go. Co-creator says definitely not our typical morning bullshit this morning. Maybe the tides have turned. Yeah. We got a nice big fat green candle. Would love to see this thing keep climbing. I'm gonna turn it to 1 minute just so we can get a better, maybe a little bit of a better view. See what's going on here. So we got 1 minute candles on just for a little bit right off the open so we can kind of see what's going on since we actually have some movement this morning. Blah blah. I'm trying to figure out what your emoji is or your little avatar. I can't figure it out. Target short seller says ZM big dump. Yeah, they had earnings yesterday and we were just looking like it's all the way down at 288. It's still falling this morning. Might be a good opportunity once it's done falling to kind of jump in and get back in on that thing, because looking for some sort of bounce up, because I mean shit, trading at 288 when it was not long ago. I mean this month at 403. And previously this year at 588. I mean it's down big. 273 is the low of the year, and so it may be looking to come down and touch that right now, before moving. Find some support there before moving higher. But CLOV is the mover right now. We got CLOV is moving. We're green on the day. GameStop up 3%, AMC up 4.62. Blah blah says the coach curse is lifted. Absolutely. I'm happy about it. As I haven't had green in a while. I feel like, at least not right off the open like this. So hopefully this will be one of those days where we just start ripping all day. All right, let's see here. Just trying to look around and see what else is going on in the markets. And DraftKings up a little bit too. I think DraftKings might hang around 60 for a while. That's one play I was talking about the other day that I was in, and I ended up rolling my calls out. Perfect example of what we were talking about with options earlier. Like, I just, I had the $65 strike, but it's still 5 months away, and we're trading at 60. So those options contracts that I bought are worth way more, like 350%, 320%. So I sold them, and then I opened up a new position for the 85 strike. Why? So I could take advantage of the volatility and the extrinsic value, right? Because if I was to just hold them from here on out, now I'd just be getting dollar for dollar movement. Stock drops, I'm losing all that profit that I have. Every day that passes, Theta's going to whittle away at my contract. So I just rolled up is what it would be called. And I basically sold my contract, took the 300%, reinvested my initial investment back into it, but at a higher strike price. And that way I basically pocketed 200% profit, and I'm playing with house money at that point. So yeah, AMC 4602, even ATOS I have up here. Looks like it's moving a little bit this morning. So hey, maybe it's our turn now. Maybe it's, last week AMC and GameStop and CLOV all moved a little bit, but not as much as, your MRINs, your SPRTs, your BBIG, and it could be time for these stocks to move this week. Let's see what happens. All right. Your pal Al says Clove getting ready to push hard as soon as Coach B signs off. I think so too. Seedless Green, glad I can catch you live. Been having to watch a bunch of reruns. Bought me some more Clove at the opening bell. Yeah, I'm glad. I know I've been going a lot earlier. When I first started streaming, I was going 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. because it's like summertime, no work, and then sometimes I'd even go deeper into the morning till 9. But now that I'm back to work and I got my kids, trying to help them get ready for school and make sure to see them off before they leave and everything else, I've been having to cut it a lot shorter. But at some point here, I think I'll get back to at least running until like 7:30. And then whenever we're on vacation or anything like that, I'll keep it going till 8, because I like going deeper into the market too, just to get a better feel for what's going on for the day and everything else. But man, AVXL popping now too, up 7%, just hit $20. Clove, nice big green candle, 864. We're up 1.5%. Before I sign off here today, I want to review the option chain a little bit. Ross Lowe says, when should I sell 215 calls for this Friday? So I'm assuming he's talking about GameStop. Let's take a look at it. Narwhal's here. What's up, Narwhal? September 3rd. 215 calls. So you just got in the money on those. Let me. I mean, it's hard to say, man, because if you think you're gonna, really depends what you bought it at. But let's say you've owned this for a while and you're at 100% profit right now. This thing's trading for, I mean, you can get 1,100 for it, because it expires this week and you never know what's gonna happen. For me, I definitely wouldn't hold it into past tomorrow. That's for sure. I definitely wouldn't hold it past tomorrow. But it becomes a matter of, if you're profitable right now and you're happy with the amount of profit that you can grab off it, I would say take your profit, because nothing's guaranteed, right? GameStop's trading at 215 right now, so you're right at the money. And that's where the most extrinsic value will exist. The deeper you get into the money, you're going to gain intrinsic value but lose the extrinsic. And theta is coming right around the corner because expiration's on Friday. So I would say, I would say for sure I would look to exit by tomorrow, by the end of the day tomorrow or something. D Worm, what's up? D Worm says, don't you dare sign off. I've got 4 running up. Yeah. I'll try to stay on here a little bit longer, but we are moving this morning. We definitely are, and we're not used to seeing this right off the open. And this could be, maybe this is the spark we need, right? We're already trading above max pain, but I know I said I was going to pull up the option chain just to see what we were looking like this week. And, from an open interest standpoint, quite a bit there at the $9 strike. That would make a significant difference. Right now, there's not a ton of calls outweighing puts at 850, so nothing really doing here. But if we get past 9, that's a pretty significant number. And, to be able to, I would imagine we'll catch resistance there. But once we get through there, and if we can hold that, kind of like how we've held 850 this week, one of these numbers getting past them is going to be the spark, right? That kind of sets it off. And as we continue to go through the option chain, I'm assuming, especially in the monthlies, yeah, I mean, look, 13,000 there at the $9 strike. Matter of fact, let's just pull up TRADYTICS and see what the entire chain looks like. Just to get an idea real quick, and then let me see if I can make this a little smaller. There we go. So I know it's super small now, but yeah, I mean the $9 strike in general has 44,000 open interest to 6,000 puts, and then the 10 has 67 to 24. So there's a lot there that could potentially carry us. There's a lot here, I should say, that has the potential, I think, to carry us to 20 in the case of a gamma squeeze. I'm not quite sure if it's enough to carry us all the way to 43, because we lost quite a bit of open interest in those higher out of the money ones. But it could be, we get some of the like that 9, 10, even the 15 really deep in the money. It might be enough to really give us that push. Especially because, again, we talk about like volume drying up, people aren't selling, short sellers run out of powder, and you get dry volume, and then buying pressure comes in, and that's what causes huge movements. Well, one of the things that causes buying pressure is delta hedging. And so if all of a sudden you got all those calls in the money and we're trading above 15, 16, 17, this is all hypothetical, and they all become 100% on the delta and need to be hedged, that's a lot of buying pressure that maybe that could extend us upwards to blow out the chain. I don't know. I know that we did have a lot more open interest in previous weeks, way out there in like the high 20s and stuff. Let's see. Moto says, tweet saying something about patent news on CLOV. Ooh, let's check this out. Is this for the therapeutics? Clover Health granted 2 U.S. patent titled Clustering Data Regarding Healthcare Providers and Models for Utilizing Siloed Data. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely, I would say, a catalyst. If they're granted the patents, clustering data regarding healthcare providers and models for utilizing siloed data. So that actually sounds more along the lines of them maybe patenting, stuff that has to do with the Clover Assistant, and the AI side of things and all that. But, again, some of the big news that we've seen recently has been, more in line with, like, to me, it seems like, this whole Clover Assistant as a software, as a service, as a, them being able to, they talked about them having it integrated into all the cloud services where it's going to be plug and play now. So if other health insurance providers wanted to pick it up, that it would integrate into all these different things. And, it's like, so now they've get granted these patents and everything else. I mean, it really seems to me like that's the route they're going. Like I've said before, like Amazon, think about Amazon sells products, but then at the same time, they do the AWS software. So, that's what I'm thinking with this Clover Assistant, where they're going to go with it. They're going to start selling it to other insurance companies. I skipped one, and I'm so sorry. I did not realize. New member, blah blah. What's up, man? I didn't realize that you joined. I was just sitting here talking, and the chat got away from me, and I started. But thank you for joining, man. I really appreciate it. Newest member of the day. Only new member of the day, but blah blah. I appreciate it, man. That means a lot to me. Blah blah is one of the mods from the CLOV subreddit, also from the Discord. Um, him and Dark Four really, I feel like helped my channel grow so much in the very beginning, because like I was making videos about CLOV. I didn't even know there was a CLOV subreddit. And then I started getting all this traffic from this CLOV subreddit, and I went and looked, and they were posting my videos in the CLOV subreddit. And then my channel started growing from a lot of you guys that were watching, the CLOV videos in the subreddit. And that's when I came along and started, and then I talked with these guys and started that first roundtable and blah blah. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much, so much. Let's see here. So yeah, I think that patent news is huge. I really do. Jay says the coach curse is broken. It appears so. The reverse Pablo took away the typical morning bullshit. I like it. Abhinav, what's up? Good morning. Waffle Maker's taking off. Risky Seeds, what's up? Narwhal joined. What's up? Thank you, Narwhal. That's 2 today. Two patents for CLOV, 2 new members for Coach B's team. Appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome to the team, Narwhal. Milan says, let's go. Trenton says clustering and siloing data will help them manage their mountains of data. This is what Snowflake does. Okay. I like it. Equitab taking off. All right, Equitab, thank you. JG, what's up? And guys, it's 6:50 now. My kids are gonna be leaving in about 5 minutes. And then I gotta get ready for work and stuff. So I really appreciate everybody joining. But I am going to sign off. I will try to do some research on these patents today, and maybe put out a video later on this evening updating everybody. And I'm sure there'll be other ones too. I'm sure, by the time Tarheel gets his stream on and stuff, he'll probably have all the answers on there. So definitely, if you're just joining for the first time and you haven't subscribe to this channel, I go live every morning, but also there's a link below in the description for Tarheel Blues channel, and he'll be live streaming this afternoon for Power Hours. So I'm sure that's something he'll be covering, and usually he gets on a little bit early. I would imagine that since we're green, Tarheel might get on even a little bit earlier. We'll have to see how that goes, but I know I'll be watching from work. It looks like SPRT's going green right now. Might do good for my calls. And even BBIG is bouncing off the dip and looking to maybe regain and go green on the day too. So really looking like it could turn out to be a fun day. Thank you guys again. Oh, Tarheel just said he can go early. You guys let Tarheel know if you want him to go early. He's here in the chat. But yeah, and that's why it's important too to hit that notification bell, especially for Tarheel, because like I said, that guy's crazy. Sometimes he'll go live at like 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes he'll go live on a Saturday. Sometimes he'll go live on a Sunday. He basically works 8 days a week. But if you hit the notification bell, you'll get notified when he goes early. and it sounds like Tarheel may be trying to get on here in about 30 minutes. So again, thank you, everybody. Go check out Tarheel. Go subscribe to him. Thank you, blah blah. Thank you, Narwhal, for joining the channel today. Really appreciate it, and I'm really looking forward to some of these ideas you guys gave me today, especially doing something like a little fun fantasy football thing or Survivor League for any members who want to get into it, and I'll put up the prize and everything, and should be a lot of fun. So again, thank you guys. Hope to see you tomorrow. Have a good day.